This is Grace Notes. I'm Alan Button, on behalf of all of us here at Life 103.1, bringing you a special edition of our program this evening. We thought it might be a good idea to highlight some of the songs from our regular playlist that tell stories of people who inspire or challenge or affirm. I'm often surprised at what I hear in lyrics in songs that I've heard for years but not really focused on. To begin, we'll start with a song about a teenage single mother. She was young and scared, but her sacrifice and love on behalf of her child made a lifelong difference. Here it is, Rock and Roll Lullaby by B.J. Thomas. That was Rock and Roll Lullaby by B.J. Thomas. The world was captivated in recent weeks by the desperate situation in Thailand with the young soccer team and the tremendous rescue attempt. I think most of us won't recall this situation down the road without thinking about the Navy SEAL who died in the course of that rescue, a true hero in everyone's book. It reminds me of a song about another hero, one whose past might have been somewhat questionable, but turns out he was not so bad after all. And his past certainly didn't matter to those he saved. Here it is, Big Bad John by Jimmy Dean.
Big John, Big John. Every morning at the mine you could see him arrive. He stood sick. Big Bad John, Big John, Big
Most of us have aspects of our past that we'd like to leave behind, and we certainly appreciate those who extend forgiveness and love to us despite what we have done. That, of course, is true of those who have spent time in jail. This next song, although inspired by the return home of a Union soldier from a Confederate POW camp after the Civil War, it's a song that speaks to all of us who may have at one time or another felt imprisoned by our pasts. Here it is, Tie a Yellow Ribbon Round the Old Oak Tree by Tony Orlando and Dawn. As they say in one way or another, growing old is not for the faint of heart, and alcohol abuse or the death of a longtime canine companion is not something most of us would write into the scripts of our lives if we were doing the drafting ourselves. Someone who can dance through such circumstances is just plain inspiring. Here's the Nitty Gritty Dirt Band with Mr. Bojangles.
I knew a man, Bojangles, and he danced for you.
If you're just joining us, this is Grace Notes. I'm Alan Button, and we're bringing you a special edition of Grace Notes this evening, focusing on songs from our playlist that inspire through the stories they tell. This next song speaks of mentoring and its impact, specifically fatherhood. Isn't it true that so much of who we are and what we are is determined by those we've spent time with, and those who have cared for us, even disciplined us? Dan Fogelberg sings of his father's gentle means of sculpting his soul and his now humble attempt to imitate that man. Here it is, Leader of the Band by Dan Fogelberg. We hear today a lot about those who claim to be speaking truth to power, and it does get our attention when someone stands up to a bully. This next song is about a woman who seems just to be trying to make her way and caring for her daughter, identifying hypocrisy, but not asserting any sort of moral superiority. At the same time, she's not cowed by those who seem to have the power. You may have guessed it. Here it is, Harper Valley PTA by Jeannie C. Riley.
I wanna tell you one day my mama socked it to the Harper Valley PTA.
We'll close with a song that speaks to what I think most of us, if pressed, would identify as important. It's a song about life and death and war and home and family. It's a powerful song about loneliness and faith and common ground and singing together. Most of you who tune in to our Saturday Bluegrass shows will recognize it. It won the 2014 International Bluegrass Music Association Award for Song of the Year. It's a song based on a book about letters written by four brothers to their sister during the Civil War. Written by Louisa Branscombe and Claire Lynch, and sung by Claire Lynch. Here it is, Dear Sister. You've been listening to Grace Notes, a special program here on Life 103.1 featuring people who may be relatively unknown, but who meet life's challenges in ways that brighten the lives of those around them. Our producer is Christina Dolan. I'm Alan Button, and we invite you to join all of us here at the station again next Friday at 5:30 for Grace Notes on Life 103.1.